or some other ethnicity. So I just, I thought they were interesting. Love the accents.
Okay.
They speak pretty good English. I love their accents.
You're a sucker for a good accent. Huh?
Yes,
All right.
yes, and a pretty face, of course.
Okay.
But no, that's why I joined. Like I said earlier, I worked a lot, so I couldn't go on tour. I was working 7 days a week there for a while. Then the pandemic hit, so that everything dried up, and then everything kind of got back to normal. I thought, just one day, I said to myself, it was like a Wednesday night. I thought, I'm writing out a check. I'm going to mail it, and I'm going on this tour. Because I had up my vacation time, and I could take off.
So let's talk about why did you pick Thailand over, we go to Europe, we go to Latin America, other places in Asia. Why Thailand?
Well, that was my first one. So I would like to go to China. It'd be nice to do the Europe tour, but unfortunately the events going on in Ukraine, that's not possible at this time. And I've been to Mexico several times. I even thought about doing the Mexico City tour.
But what got you interested in going to Thailand first? Was it just or?
Well, the dates, I believe it was August 24th through September 2nd. I did the 10-day, and it just worked out. Where I work is not everyone can take vacation at the same time, so they try to spread it out. And nobody was taking vacation at that particular time, so it worked out well.
So your schedule worked. You know,
Yep,
go to Thailand.
Worked. Yep.
All right. And, so were you fearful? Were you nervous? What was going through your mind when you first signed up and as the date got closer?
Well, the first thing, I've flown to Europe before. I've worked in Europe. It's a long trip. Recently, as last summer, I worked in Denmark for 16 days. Okay. Yeah. And, I had jet lag. And this was 28 hours travel time and 30 coming back.
Wow.
And that's a lot of jet lag. And, Friday, I went the Lynn and the people at the Bangkok AFA affiliate. They said, try to stay up till like 9 o'clock. I thought, there's no way. So I took a nap, and then we did the city tour and met Lynn and the other guys in the tour. And then that was Thursday night, and then Friday night was the first social, and then Saturday night was the second one. Still a little jet lag.
Jet lag, yeah.
Yes, I just kind of took it easy that day, but then I still felt a little tired, and then you walk into this room with 58, 60 women, and all that jet lag suddenly went away.
Yeah, you're like, oh, wait a minute, I gotta be on, right?
Like
Get me ready. Okay, all right, that's cool. That's good. So you weren't too worried about going over, though? You felt comfortable with all the information you got from Michelle and everything? That everything was gonna be taken care of?
Yep, yeah, it was really smooth. The flights over there, everything was on time, and the connecting flights, I had 2 out of the United States, one in Doha, Qatar, and then it went into Bangkok. But yeah, the thing about Bangkok that time of year, it can rain a lot and it's very humid over there. So keep that in mind and pack comfortable clothes, especially if you like to do things outside and walk around, which I suggest around Soi 11 and 13.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's so much fun stuff to do in Bangkok.
Yeah, there's lots of things.
Okay, so you get there and you're getting your bearings, and then Thursday and Friday morning they did the little city tour thing, but then that social happens on Friday, and you said you walked into that room. Have you ever been in an environment like that before?
Never. Yeah. So I felt like a kid in a candy store, honestly. Yeah, and you rotate tables every 15 minutes, I think.
About 15 minutes, yeah.
And you basically tell your interpreter, and I had Prissy Sue spoke very good English, very good, and slang. That's important. A lot of them don't speak much slang, so you have to speak plain English with a lot of these women who do speak English in Thailand. But she was very good, and she goes, you like one, just point her out to me. And usually at lunch break or something, I was talking to someone else, and I turned around, and the girl I picked out was sitting right next to me waiting.
There you go.
Yeah,
not bad.
This is you're on the ball here. So that was nice. And then after the social was over, I think it was 7 to 11, and then the women who was able to, we picked out some, went to a little discotheque, and had a DJ playing discotheque, and we danced. You know, had a few cocktails and danced. So that was a lot of fun as well.
So, how would you describe it to the guys? Because, look, a lot of guys compare, they look at the video, they see this room, and a lot of guys feel like it's something like a going into a bar here in the States, right? Where you go up to the women and you get shot down, shot down, shot down. You know, and I always try to say, well, the women there actually want to meet you. That's one of the reasons they're there, and it's a much different environment. Would you say that was true for yourself?
Yes, and you know they're single too.
And you know they're single, yeah, because they're there. They've been screened from our process, at least, on how we have the women come in. So, but as far as just the ease of talking to them, did you notice that was different?
Well, some of them spoke better English than others,
Right.
and that's why you have an interpreter, so that's nice. Some of them speak, but like I said, you have to be, you know, playing proper.
Welcome back to another Monday Night Webcast.
Good evening, guys. How are you tonight? Today, as always, we're going to answer all your questions about international dating and marriage.
We do have a poll question for you tonight, and it is: are there any rituals or habits you must do before any date? So we're not talking necessarily about international dates, but how do you prepare for the dates? Do you have some things you have to do for luck to make sure this date goes well? You know, so share some tips. I'm sure other guys will find it very, very helpful.
Interesting.
And as you can see, we have some footage from China tour. A lot of you guys been asking about it for the past, I don't know, for a few months. So finally, here's some videos where you see walking around Shenzhen. And the social events. It was all the beautiful ladies over there. So it's fun. I see this video for the first time myself. See, I was there, but I did not remember. So it's good to see it. Good to recap. So we're gonna have a little testimonial in a little bit today from that tour. So one of the clients can share his experience, how the Shenzhen tour went for him. And also, guys, would like to remind you about special holiday, March 8th.
March 8th, actually, very big deal. So for Eastern European girls, and it's like I would say second celebration after New Year. It's the biggest holiday after New Year. So this day off, even for Eastern European ladies. So they all expecting flowers or presents, or at least maybe phone call, Skype call, or maybe just a letter. Do not forget, if you're talking to the girl a long time, so do not forget that day. She'll be really upset. Also, you can send gifts through our site. If you want to surprise the girl, she will really, really like it.
Yes. So if you want to order a gift, please don't wait till March 7th. Don't do it at the last moment. Actually, it would be great if you've done it the last week, but okay, that would do it. Now I see what video Kevin was talking about. That was not social, Kevin. That was the dinner after social the night I was leaving. So technically the tour was over by then. May I just comment on that? Sorry. But back to that. So let's get back to your questions. Blue says, poll question. I've always made sure I've dressed appropriately and had good hygiene. Yes, that's extremely important, guys. You know, a lot of people take that for granted, but please, you know, one time I remember Gustavo had to give a special present to one of the guys. I think it was the shower gel. It was a slight hint that it's really time to use it. So also Blue says, I also made sure I have enough cash for emergency or treats. Yes, for a lot of countries that we go to, of course, you know, you can use your credit cards, but if you want to buy something small on the street, you won't be able to swipe your card. You know, if you just buying a snack on the street or a little drink, or if you're paying, taking a taxi, so you need to pay for it. In many places like Colombia, you really would need to use cash for that. So make sure you have that. And also, when you pay interpreters, you do need to have cash too. I mean, some exceptions, we might be able to do credit cards in the office if you take care of that in advance and all this, but in most of the cases, interpreters are independent contractors, so you know they need to be paid in cash directly in the end of the evening. So, Mark, to answer tonight's poll question, I have no rituals or habits since I have not had any dates in 9 years.
Time to change it, Mark. So you are with us for a long time, so time to go and get new tradition, new habits, new ritual before you dating.
Absolutely. Malo, how can I date or find Slavic woman? We can go to a website. I don't know if you used the website in the past. You can use the search engine, enter your criteria. It's a main page, loveme.com. There is, on the left side, click advanced search engine, select the area where you plan on traveling. Please don't select all Eastern Europe. You're not going to go all over the map. So just one specific country, ideally one specific city or two, something close to each other logistically, and just enter your criteria as far as the age, English level, and other stuff, and then start browsing and see what results you get. Save the profiles you like. You can correspond with those ladies if you'd like. You just need to click write me now button, send a message, or you can also do video calls with those ladies. Dina can help you with that. So what do you guys need to do in order to set up a Skype call?
So you will just have to, probably it's a good idea to write her a letter, maybe at least one, introduce yourself and see if she's interested and do video call. Usually girls are really interested. Instead of writing letters, they better talk, like it's just 30 minutes of their time. Or you can try and just set up a Skype call without rewriting letter. We can just send you information over to her. Either way will be fine. So you will just have to go on our site, of course, be a member of our site. Go to girl profile, and it's so easy. You just press call me now. Call not gonna happen right away, so we'll have to at least 24 hours till we place it. Sometimes girls take a time. It's also, you remember, they have a busy life, they have work. Usually we're doing calls only their evening, it's morning for us. So they have kids, work, of course. Sometimes call could happen like really next day or in 2 days. Sometimes girls schedule for next week. Also it's a flu season now, so a lot of Skype canceled now. So and press call me now, and it will give you instructions how to set up the call. Just follow instructions there.
And if you still have questions, you can always call the main line at the office, and any of us will be happy to help you and explain how it works. Jeremy says, if you're not taking a shower or brushing your teeth for a date, don't go. No ladies like a smelly man with a bad breath. Again, it's very obvious fact, but a lot of people just forget, overlook and for whatever reason, I'm not sure. Especially, the people when they travel to warmer countries like Colombia or Costa Rica or actually Philippines, with high humidity, guys kind of forget to adjust their hygiene rituals to that, and unfortunately it affects their dates very, very negatively. So please, guys, remember, you need to be all refreshed before every date, because you have only one chance to make a first impression. And Renee says, are Chinese ladies open to marrying a Hispanic man? I would say absolutely. I didn't see any issues with that. And actually, speaking of which, we do have a testimonial from one of the clients from Shenzhen tour. So let's watch that.
I am Armando from California. I found out about AFA, and I'm just a normal, hardworking dude from California. Came here with an attitude on going on vacation to a foreign country like China. Very interesting here. The bonuses here for you guys that want to come out here is to meet all these intelligent and wonderful, beautiful Chinese women for a possible partner in life. The social events is a little bit overwhelming because you walk into the room and there's tables of women. And just try to be yourself. The Neanderthal brain in men will kind of take over. Just sit down, talk, enjoy yourself, and tell them who you are, what you're looking for. Be honest about it. You'll do okay. I'm normally a real quiet, reserved kind of guy, But seeing all those women out there, the clown came out of me, and I had a really, really good time. It was a lot of fun. I've gone on 2 dates. Today I have 2 more, so all bonus. It's all a bonus, and it's a lot of fun. I've been walking out on the streets by myself, picking up laundry, buying some fruit just to have something to eat in the hotel room, but I feel very safe walking even at night. It's very safe here. It's a huge city compared to United States cities, but there's a lot to see. There's a lot to see, restaurants everywhere. Just pick and choose what you want to eat, try something new, meet people. A lot of people do speak English, so it's fun. It's a lot of fun. It's a different experience, different cultures, but it's a really, really good time. The staff here are very helpful. Whatever you need, you ask and you get. Come out here with an open mind. Come out here with a sincere heart and just listen and observe. It's a wonderful culture, and I tell you, you'll be surprised and you will be the prize if you come out here. So I highly recommend you at least try this once in your lifetime. It's a really good time. You won't regret it. Come out. Come on out and have a good time.
See Armando again, and I'm sure again a lot of you guys were happy to see some feedback from that tour. I guarantee we're gonna have more for you after the March tour. Hopefully we won't have to wait for it for 2 months for that video, but I'm sure we're gonna have something. Do you wanna?
Jeremy, I want to go back to Odessa, but she said it's starting to be bombed more. She spent 2 hours in a shelter tonight. Did you go there already? I mean, go back. So of course, we not recommend to go in Ukraine. Better if you can guys meet somewhere outside. But also for her traveling, probably it's gonna be complicated. You can, of course, but we won't recommend to do that, especially now when it starts bombing. In any case, you shouldn't go there. But
I mean, you can. I mean, I do have some people and some friends there now. Yes, I did have a horrible incident on March 2nd when drone hit a big residential complex and a lot of people died, especially little kids. And tonight they did had pretty big drone attack. A lot of them flying there. So I don't know if anybody was hurt or not. That's to be determined. I think it went fine. Anyway, yes, but basically, guys, you can go there. It's possible, but of course, the first suggestion that we would make would be talking to your ladies and ask if they would be willing to travel and meet you in Moldova. In this case, if your lady is from Odessa, it's only a few hours drive, really. So she can take a bus and you guys hang out in Moldova. Explore beautiful Moldovan wines. And actually they do have really cool wine cellar there. It's like really deep and it's a few centuries old. You just can take a tour that winery, just learn a lot of history. You don't have to even do the tasting, but just go to a really cool place. So you can always check that out. Or if your lady is from Kiev or another region of Ukraine, then it makes sense to meet in Poland, except it will be a little bit long bus ride or train ride for her to get to Poland. So you'd have to coordinate that way in advance with her to make it happen. But yeah, that would be the first suggestion. But if you totally have to go, then you can. Keep looking at this video. It just reminded me of that. I had a few of my Russian friends coming over meeting me, so you can see them in the video. So it just brings back good memories. Well, but that's okay. I'm gonna see them shortly. Where am I at? Hold on. Sorry, it was just from Chris. Hello, everyone. Fresh back from Costa Rica. got home a week ago Sunday and want to go back already. Well, Chris, so tell us how the trip went. Ladies
Must be
you
good.
met.
Must be
and,
good if you
Yeah,
go back.
just give guys more information on that. So please share.
Yeah, Raj planning to go this year, but said about what's happened in Ukraine. I wanted to go there. Well, of course, we don't know when it's gonna end. So our clients, once again, of course, they go there. A lot of guys meeting with girls in Europe. They have a very good transportation now to girls from Odessa and Kiev to Europe somewhere. Probably good idea to wait when it's safe, but if you want, we can make it happen,
Blue, Mexico in June. I'll be there with my lady. It's good tour and always awesome. Well, and we're still waiting for your wedding invitation once you have the date. Come on,
Yay.
we need to plan too, so let us know. We're waiting, we're preparing.
Ritual 4 sprays of my favorite Tom Ford cologne. Not too much, just enough that she smells it when leaning in for a hug or kiss on the cheek.
Oh, that's nice. And Tom Ford is always good.
Yeah,
It's a nice one.
awesome. Good choice.
Chris
Chris,
says
Costa Rica.
Costa Rica never disappoints.
Raj, does the AFA site show which girls are in Mexico?
Of course.
Yes.
So the same, you need to use the search engine. Just click advanced search engine on the left side, on the main page, and select Mexico as your region, and it will pull up all the available profiles in your age range, and you just browse it. Make sure you save them.
Mark.
Marcan, I've read that in the Philippines you need to shower 2 showers a day. Yeah, because it gets very humid, it's like similar to Florida, and you feel very sweaty in about 3-4 hours. So in the afternoon you really want to take another shower, and especially if you have a date coming up, you don't want to smell like you just came back from running half marathon.
Timoteo answering, delete all text from other women.
Well, we're assuming she's not gonna grab your cell phone and browse. And if she does that on the first date, then you probably shouldn't have second date with this strange woman, because it's very, very creepy. So and technically nobody should go through anybody's phone at any point. But you probably do want to mute your phone so you don't get distracted and she's talking to you and you just grab your phone and just check your messages. I know it's annoying, and usually women do that, but I've seen guys doing it too. So there's nothing can be that important, and whatever it is you get in your cell phone, you can wait till the end of the date. So world's not gonna end in an hour.
Or delete the pictures, because if you have a profile picture and if she call you accidentally, so it'll be all over like a full size on your big iPhone. Or...
Yeah, and then she will see like, oh, who is this Julia calling you? Then that's different. Patrick?
Just turn it off, yeah.
Yeah, just turn it off, put it in your pocket, and don't let it distract you at all. Will be easier. Patrick, hi Anadina. If I go to Shenzhen on an individual tour, how would I meet the women outside of Shenzhen? Will Chinese women travel to Shenzhen from another city to meet me? Well, it will depend how far away they live from Shenzhen, of course, and whether you had a correspondence before or not. For a completely blind date, I do not think they will. I mean, I've seen some exceptions on this most recent tour, but it's more exception than rule. And normally ladies do expect a man to pay for transportation expenses. So imagine if she had to fly from Beijing, most likely she will expect you to buy her flights, and that's going to be fairly expensive. So you don't want to invite too many ladies outside of Shenzhen for the meetings, because even skipping the expenses, you're kind of obligated to spend time with them. So if you're meeting a lady from Shenzhen and you go for a coffee date, so there's no chemistry, no connection, just spend like an hour together, part ways, say goodbye, and you move on and you go to the next date, and you can do quite a few of those dates a day. If ladies coming from Beijing to meet you, most likely she's staying at least overnight, because it's a very long flight and there's only so many flights available a day. So you're spending the entire day with her, so you had to skip 2-3 other meetings that you could have had and you're spending time with this lady, and you might not have any connection, and you'll just do it out of obligation, so you will waste precious time of your individual tour. So my suggestion in this case, if you totally have to do something like this, schedule those ladies towards the end of your stay. So try to meet all the new ladies from Shenzhen, like, you know, back to back. Exchange contact information with as many ladies as possible. And then towards the end of it, so when you're more flexible with time, on day 6 or 7, then schedule those ladies from out of town. I think we have him. I think Anthony.
I've typically seen bad hygiene habits from dudes who haven't dated in years, decades. Well, I think it's really like a personal, like how you're raised, and I mean, I don't think it could change if you like are really used to do that all the time, you know. Maybe they don't know about perfume, but I think shower, it's like, it's really rare in America. I see those, I mean, it's more like, I don't know. I don't even know who do it now, I mean, especially.
Jeremy, it's sad that you go to another country and feel safer. When I was in Odessa, I didn't feel unsafe at all, walking around at night like someone was going to rob me. Yeah, I mean, Odessa, especially downtown, like any city, has bad neighborhoods where you don't want to go, but where we stay in Odessa, we used to stay in Odessa or Kiev, it's a city center, it's a very popular tourist area, it's very safe, you know, very protected, and chances to find trouble is just you know, very, oh yeah, there could be some pickpocketing, you know, yeah, somebody can steal your wallet in the crowd, so that's why I always tell guys, please do not keep your wallet in the backpack of your pants. Walking around, whether it's Kreshchatyk or Dzerbasovskaya Street, whatever you're doing, do not, and especially if you go to a train station, God forbid, do not have your wallet in your back pocket. It will be gone. It happened so many times. I had to say it in the beginning of every orientation tour, and it still happened every single time. No failures.
Raj, what percentage of girls from China speak English? That's only problem with Ukrainian girls. They don't speak English and have no intention to learn it.
I disagree as far as Ukrainian ladies had no intentions of learning it. It's just they have no intentions learning it if they don't have a reason for that. So if they know they're already dating someone and, you know, it's getting serious and she's going to be moving, you know, to United States or whatever country she's moving, of course she will be motivated to learn it. But just learn English for the sake of learning English, you know, when she has 2 jobs and kids and life, you know, just, you know, and chances that she will marry foreigner is like 1 to 1,000. The rest, of course, doesn't make sense for her to start just learning English out of, you know, out of curiosity. You know, it's one thing she, you know, a lot of people were learning English in college. Everybody pretty much were learning English in school, but, you know, if you don't practice it, that, you know, of course you forget it over the years. You know, I studied German in college, and what's the point? I can't really say anything. Ich spreche Deutsch nicht. That's pretty much as far as I can go. So it's the same thing with, you know, with the Ukrainian ladies. They do need to refresh their knowledge, and it really takes a few months. But as far as what percentage of Chinese ladies speak English, I would say it's exactly the same situation as in Ukraine. Some ladies do, but really not a lot. I mean, if they work in international companies where they need to speak English, then yes. But overall, when I was walking on, you know, through the streets of Shenzhen, it was extremely difficult to find anybody who speak any English. To just, you know, I would have to do bird language to explain ourselves. So even hotel staff did not speak any English. Hotel staff, front desk, like zero English. We had to use a translator app. Like, you know, in Ukraine, you go to any hotel, even like middle of nowhere, the staff will, you know, will be able to communicate broken English maybe, but, you know, they'll be able to say something. You know, my friend worked at the front desk in a hotel in Volgograd, Russia, and her job interview when she was told if the whole thing was done in English, you know, just to be a front desk, you know, she had to be fluent in English. China, no problem. You don't need to speak any English. And so yeah, we had, we were just walking around with a translator app and just had people speaking in it. That look pretty dumb, but yeah.
So problem is not English. It's enough motivation. She'll speak like in a couple months. Okay, in 6 months you will regret, that she learned English so well. So for us Slavic girls, English is not a totally foreign language. We have movies, songs, everything in school, of course. Some kind of program that we understand English, but we cannot talk back because it was not enough practice. It's more was like maybe grammar, reading, stuff like that. So, and it's really easy for us to learn language, and it's not a problem. Problem if you have no chemistry, that's you cannot fix, but language you can fix. Enough motivation and she'll learn pretty quick. So many options now, like anything, like even you do Skypes, you can translate like in the same time. Like I wouldn't, just to say that it's a problem. I don't think it's a problem at all.
Anthony says lots of Ukrainian women in LA. Well, yes, there are some, but I mean, on our website we don't have tons, and we don't really want to have those profiles on our website because it's just we tried that and it wasn't a very successful experiment. So if you really want to go this route, you can go meet them. But
why they need to be on the website if they can go on a domestic website and just meet with everybody like left and right? I mean, they don't need to be probably on our website because it's not they have more opportunities just to be on a domestic website if they want to.
Malibu, how about the AFA tour to Western Europe like Paris? I did search using AFA website, had 3 pages of possible women to meet or in near Paris. Well, first of all, near Paris could be 2 hours from Paris. And second, 3 pages which is like 30, 40 people. It's not anywhere close to do a tour. In order to do a tour, we need to have several, at least about the 300 ladies in one location in that city, not near Paris, but in Paris itself, because ladies from outside Paris not going to travel to the social, logistics and stuff. Again, social is between 6 and 10 p.m. When social ends at 10 p.m., how she's going to get to her suburbs 2 hours away? She's not going to do it. So, and again, each social is, even if we do a smaller social with, let's say, 70 ladies at each, so we need to have 140 ladies minimum for the social. And again, just because we have 140 ladies doesn't mean all of them can attend the socials. They might have some other plans that Friday or Saturday night, people can, or they cannot come for different reasons because they don't have a babysitter or they have to work or something. Plus, we need to have enough ladies for you guys to meet outside of the social. It's not only meeting ladies during the social, but also individual dates. So again, it all comes to have, at the very minimum 300 ladies in that specific city, which we do not have in Paris or any other city at this time.
Mm-hmm. Anthony, more than a few Russian women in Mexico as well, and we have a tour to Mexico City, and of course there's a beautiful Mexican ladies, and we have about like 10 Eastern European girls there too. So guys, if you wanna meet with the girls and not to go to Ukraine, you can still go to Mexico and meet them there at the social. Olga, she is Ukrainian herself, so and she bringing girls there too. So if you want to experience that, but next tour we will have probably like in fall.
Next two messages pretty much connected. Anthony says, far too many go silent mode once they found their mate and don't share or invite people to their weddings. Which exactly, guys. So I've been doing it for 13 years. I'm trying to think how many weddings I attended. 2? Probably 2 in 13 years. Imagine. Everybody promised me. Oh yeah, yes, they're definitely gonna be the first one to be invited. So far, yeah, 2 weddings in 13
this year
years.
will be productive, and we'll have 2 weddings at least. What we know about.
And Blue says, ladies, we'll be planning that more on this trip. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten about you too.
Yes,
Wow.
we will remind you if you forget
Yeah.
accidentally.
We're gonna remind you every webcast.
Yeah.
that we definitely plan on attending your wedding.
Mark, Anna, just put your phone on
silent.
silent.
Yeah, so we're just when we're talking about that women can go through your phone, and or some guys or women, tend to browse their phones when they're on a date. So, yeah, just again, you can put your phone on silent or just turn it off. So this way you don't have to worry about it at all, because there is no reason you need to use your cell phone during a date. I mean, unless you're using Google Translate, then okay, that's the only exception. Leonard, our wonderful manager from Thailand. Good morning, Leonard. What time is it there for you?
Very early.
It says rituals before dating in Bangkok. Always check the traffic reports on Google Maps. Yes, guys, that's extremely important. On the Sukhumvit Road, you can be in traffic for hours, even if you need to go like 3 miles. So yes, it's very, very important. You may spend a little longer than planned awaiting your lady's arrival for a second date if you do not know how bad traffic is that day. Friday's legendary. Yes, I definitely can confirm that. This leads to the second rituals of always having a plan B for every date if the traffic prevents your lady of arriving on time. We still have one place available for March 28th tour to Bangkok, and over 300 women pre-registered for the socials. So yes, guys, to remind you, we do have tour in the end of this month to Thailand, and apparently we have one spot open. So definitely we recommend. Wonderful destination, beautiful country of Thailand, and so many great ladies. We do get tons of marriages from Thailand. That's, as far as, again, I don't have the exact stats, but I think John was saying it's like first or second. I think it's the second country where we get percentage-wise, we get the most number of marriages. Percentage-wise, because in some other countries with just a little bit bigger tours, and just because if we have 40 guys, by default we're gonna have more marriages.
Like last webcast or before, we had 2 guys who married to Thai girls. 2 friends married to 2 Thai girls, and they moved them to Minnesota. I think it was Minnesota. Something was cold state. I remember. Can you imagine go from Thailand go to Minnesota where there's snow and the cold?
Or South Dakota,
Or
God forbid.
something like that. And they were very happy. Guys so happy, girls so happy. So it's possible. You don't have to move to Thailand, but a lot of guys actually moving to Thailand, and Philippines, Thailand, where is the warm, if you're from cold states. Good idea.
Jeremy, if you wanted to date someone from another country, you should also learn her language. I'm taking classes for Russian now, way harder than English. Well, yes, Russian is a very hard language. I can't imagine if we have to learn it as a second language.
Yeah, Russian is very hard, and nobody expects you to learn that language. But if you even our guy who's working for us here, he knows like 5 languages, but he still doesn't speak Russian, or he's hiding it. Maybe he speaks Russian
because
already.
we sit next to him all the time, chatting Russian. I am pretty sure Jeff picked it up already. So Chris,
he's gifted fluent to so many languages. We're using him for if you have a girl from France or Spanish or clients. So fluent, but still no Russian. Kind of like
maybe
suspicious.
he understands what we're saying. He probably doesn't speak yet, but
That's why he's laughing like,
all the time. Yeah, I'm sure we make him laugh all day long. Chris, poll question: after doing some socials, there is no ritual anymore. Just show up, looking your best, and have fun. Yes, it's very important to have fun and be relaxed. And I mean, a lot of guys are very nervous, well, maybe in the beginning, but that's very important to have the right attitude. If you need to have one drink just to to relax, don't get drunk, but one glass of something, and just go for it, so you'll feel more comfortable and will help you break the ice. But other than that, you just, if you go there all grumpy, it doesn't matter. You can be the most handsome man in the room, and the most richest and everything. But if you're grumpy and complaining about everything, and this is wrong and that is wrong, and all women are horrible and all scammers, so it's not gonna attract anyone. You just you're gonna shoot yourself in the foot, and of course you're gonna have a very disappointing experience. So just go there, be charming, make some jokes, laugh, and it's just people will feel comfortable around you, and a lot of ladies will get to know you. It will really improve your dating experience.
Like, look your best, nothing fancy. You don't need to do anything extra. Like, I know girls putting a lot to their look, of course. They're girls, so, and they look their best. They look at, they're all dressed up, always makeup, hair, shoes. Like, I mean, you should look you nice, but nothing fancy. Nice, pair of shoes, pair of pants, nice clean clothes, shower.
Yeah, please, it's not pair of shorts, so
Nice
just have to stress that out.
Yes, smell good, look good, great attitude, smile. Yeah, it's like you're a winner,
Anthony, while using Google Translate doesn't sound smooth, it actually works well. Yes, guys, it will be a really good tool no matter what country you go into. I would not recommend to use it on the first date because it's very important for you and a lady to communicate well. And again, if you make a joke, Google Translate will not be able to, most likely, translate it right. And first dates, very often pretty awkward, and people just get to know each other. So you don't really need to have this electronic device and stick it to each other's face. And attract unnecessary attention in the restaurant where you having the dinner. So it really would worth the investment of $20-$30 to have that interpreter with you and help you break the ice. But then maybe second, third date, whenever you guys are comfortable, just go ahead and start using the device. But make sure you ask the lady first when you invite her a second date. I mean, are you comfortable if we don't use the interpreter and we just chat with Google Translate? So make sure you ask that in advance. If she says, no, I still rather use the interpreter, well, don't hold it against her. She still wants to, make sure she understands everything you say and vice versa.
There's so much opportunities now, so many gadgets. The Google Translator better and better. They're improving it better and better. So before it was so hard, but still we've been see couples, girl didn't speak English, and still it worked without all of those gadgets, translation, and now it's just so easy. I mean, like, I wouldn't reject the girl who doesn't speak English if you have chemistry with her.
Raj, I'm learning Ukrainian too, but doesn't mean the lady should not learn English. Well, absolutely. Again, if she is moving to English-speaking country, absolutely she should need to, start learning it. But again, if you guys already talking about her moving, she's not gonna start learning just because she registered on an international dating website, because 90% of the guys on the website are never gonna travel anywhere, and it's only 10% of guys get on a plane and go somewhere. So, and out of and we have thousands and thousands of ladies, so majority of the ladies that are on the website, they will probably never even meet a foreigner, or if they do, I mean, they're probably only gonna marry one, so just not worth the effort. But when there is something going on, something serious, your relationship you met, and it's going in the right direction, she will put effort.
All right, big motivation, everything. So of course she will learn, and when she come here, she'll have no choice. And it's easier to learn in a country when you leave. So when everybody speaks English, you kind of like don't have choice. Like you flow, you watching movies only in English, listening songs, like go to movie theater, and she will wanna learn English. She wanna communicate, of course. Blue. Olga has said on the show that flowers are more when you are in a relationship with the lady in Mexico.
Yeah, so for ladies in Eastern Europe, flowers are a big deal, and it's very important to give it on dates, for the holidays like upcoming International Women's Day, for sure. For Mexico, it's less common, so yeah, when you're in a relationship, you can do it, but you really don't have to bring it on the first date. Paul, my wife is from Ukraine. When we met, she didn't speak English. So, Paul, if you want to share with the rest of the guys how long it took for your wife to learn English, that would be great.
DC, cat. In my opinion, I found that Russian ladies were the most down to earth. I already read this and I jump to that one.
Blue says, Anna, you have to be at the wedding as you need to walk me down the aisle. I know, I already promised you, but you didn't give me the date, so... hard to plan.
Renee, what is an acceptable age gap for a Chinese lady?
That's a wonderful question, and I had different experiences with that, because see, when it's a social and guys sit down at the table and ladies just talking to them, I've seen a lot of people going for, much bigger age gap than they planned, So, I mean, when we're trying to arrange date on paper, let's say, it's just calling a lady and saying, hey, we have this guy, he's 60, and whatever, just brief information about him. What are your thoughts about, go meet him, and here's his photos. And, if it's like 20 plus, age gap, it's about 50-50. She might or might not go for it. It really depends on the photos. But when it was the same, the same thing was happening face to face, and the gentleman would sit down at the table, his age not written on his name tag, obviously. So they're just, looking to, how he looks, look at his personality and judge that, and not his age. And it was, it was more successful that way, I'd say. But overall, trying to answer your question, I mean, the most of age difference I've seen in China was about 15 years plus minus. But yes, could be a bigger age gap depending on the situation.
Raj, why learn Russian? Ukrainian don't speak Russian anymore.
I mean, overall, I agree, but also disagree. Like, for example, today I was doing Skype with the girl from Dnipro, and the client was also saying, well, I need to learn Ukrainian. She's like, what for? I don't speak Ukrainian myself. So no, it still really depends on the region of Ukraine, and of course, a lot of ladies, I'll say majority, prefer to speak Ukrainian nowadays after the war started. But in eastern regions, you still will find a lot of people who speak Russian most of the time, simply because they're speaking it most of their life. It's just and they don't feel like they're not that fluent in Ukrainian, so it's harder for them to switch to a different language. But yes, again, back to that, I would say majority of ladies in Ukraine speak Ukrainian nowadays.
Yeah, I do a lot of Skypes with Ukrainian ladies, and they switch to Russian pretty good. I mean, like, no problems at all. I think in this generation, they still will speak Russian, they understand, and they're going to be okay. But probably next generation going to be speak Ukrainian. But
I don't blame them, yeah. But Mark, nerves are always an issue when you when you first meet someone. Yeah, absolutely. First date always nerve-wracking for everybody. It's just. So for I'm sure a woman is nervous, guy is nervous, especially if he hasn't been dating in a while. Yeah, or even if you had 3 dates on that day and it's your date number 4, you're probably still gonna be a little nervous, especially if you like the woman you're meeting, you've seen her profile, corresponded, and you're just not sure how it's gonna go. Yeah.
Oh, Molybet recommend us first restart the call in the future for the Monday webcast. We're going to do that. Yes, it was a really fun experience. Second, have the 2 guys from Utah. They are from Utah.
Well, Utah is cold enough for dinner.
So cold. Thank you.
Cold for dinner.
Thank you so much.
That's not Arizona, California, Florida for dinner. It's considered the cold states.
Okay, from Utah back on to discuss their prior AFA trips. Those 2 guys married 2 Thailand girls, so it was fun.
Back on.
It was fun, and they had so many to say. I was going to say it. And include other countries like Brazil and Argentina.
That's a problem because we do not have offices there. We don't have any staff there. There's very few ladies there, and there's just. Yeah, that's just not gonna happen anytime soon. If they establish better presence in those countries, which is not gonna be at least minimum a year or 2, then we can consider that. But at this time, we're not in a position to really offer anything major in those countries.
And Ratchet agrees that the age gap matters more on the paper. I worked for a company, I was 55 at that time, and a 28-year-old wanted to date me.
See, exactly. When you when you meet in face-to-face already, and you just, you look at somebody, look at his eyes, listen how he speak, and you forget about age in many cases. It still matters somewhat, but it's not a determined factor in any shape or form. But when when you're using any like dating website, just to look at it on the paper, whatever website, whether it's Tinder or our website or something else, your criteria is really probably set for the age. Okay, I want to receive letters from a woman such and such age, and the same for her. Like, I want to correspond with guys, let's say between 30 and 40. But then I could be 52 or 55, in a few years off, and it could be the best man, the best match for her. So easy overlook. But when meeting face to face, and that's why I was saying nothing will replace a personal meeting. No matter how many letters you write, you can write 5 million letters, but one personal meeting will determine whether you're going to be a couple or not.
You guys, it's why we recommend you not to write letters, because really, if she see you like 60, she's 40, she say, oh no, that's too old. But when you guys meet, she's not gonna ask you how old are you. She's gonna look at how you look, like a first impression, of course. You pass that. Then she's gonna talk to you if you have similar, like something in common, similar interests and everything. Still, she's not gonna ask your age. Age gonna be like a very last thing, and probably she's gonna be okay because she likes how you look, she likes how you talk. You guys have chemistry. It really doesn't matter. It's why you have to meet first, not to write 1,000 million letters. Go on our tours and experience that, and you might be surprised.
Mark says, and I would think there is nowhere as cold as Russia for dinner. I don't know. I mean, actually, how cold was St. Petersburg?
Very cold. When I was there, when I've been living there, it was freaking cold always. And now
that's why I didn't live in Arizona.
Yeah,
There is a reason.
and now they say, oh, no snow, like very warm, summer very hot. Okay.
Well, plus you get this cold wind from Baltic Sea.
Yes. So we're surrounded by water. Yeah, always windy, always wet. So yeah, I don't like that. I like dry heat.
Like your sauna. Yeah. Actually, I'm the same way too. I'm really not big fan of cold weather, and even though my hometown Volgograd is a southern part of the European part of Russia, it's actually not awfully too far from Ukraine, and it's and considered to be semi-desert area. So yes, in the summertime it was like 115 degrees. It's incredibly hot and miserable. And winters were like pretty much Chicago, and there was this horrible wind because and it's all flat. There is no mountain or anything protecting, no forest protecting from the wind. So just this cold, freezing wind just blows through the city, and it just was awful. So. Yeah, so that's for the same reason I really enjoy Arizona too.
Just still amazed those girls from Thailand lived in Utah.
Hey, well, they moved there for husband, not for the weather, obviously. Nobody moves to Utah for the weather.
I'm trying to tell you guys that there is really no matter where.
And
like,
hypothetically, would you move to another? I mean,
Thailand, maybe.
Well, no, but I mean, if you're in the position to move to another country,
yes,
so you met someone.
That's what I was going to say. Like, really, no matter. Like, I just like it. It's Arizona, right? But I did not really know about it. Like, you can go to where, like, name it. Iceland, island, wherever. So it doesn't really matter. It's really important who you go in with,
Yeah. I mean, good weather is just a bonus.
It's a bonus, good one.
But that's probably something you do want to discuss with your lady. Well, okay, maybe if you want to talk to your lady, if she's from Philippines or Thailand and she never experienced snow, and you'll ask, how do you feel about living in North Dakota? And she might just not be able to answer because she never experienced that.
I wonder, South Dakota, North Dakota, it's a different weather or the same?
Post miserable. Sorry if you live in South and North Dakota. I'm just not a huge fan of Dakota. Sorry. 2 years of my life in South Dakota.
And actually we had girls from Lima, Peru, right? And we asked them that question, or some clients ask the question, girls, are you okay to move to like a state with really harsh winter? They say, yeah, we're fine.
Yeah, because I haven't experienced
snow. We'll be like, we're going to make snow angels. And
It's like we do it for New Year's. We go Flagstaff for one day, make a snow angel, and go back to our wonderful Phoenix.
I thought kids gonna enjoy it, like go make a snow angel, snowman. Yeah, sure. Like the daytime when sun is out, yeah, they're fine for a couple hours, and then they're inside playing.
So guys, go on the snow. No, it's too cold. Like, we're done.
Yep.
It's Arizona, kids.
But something, you do want to talk to a lady about not only weather necessarily, but really about whether you live in a big city or small city, because that might be a big factor. You know, if she's from a capital, whatever country you're going to, and she used to certain lifestyle, she used to go to movies, theater, have some kind of nightlife all the time, and you live in a smaller town or suburbs of city, which is should be quite a drive to those entertainment options. She'll be okay with it for a while, but just give it a few months or a year, and she's gonna start really, really missing it, and she might not adjust to a new environment very well. So that's something you really want to discuss with her and see what's a plan B. So if she's gonna be miserable in the place where you live, would you be able to relocate to accommodate her needs as well? It might be harder, with the job, but something you need to discuss with her.
Yeah, guys, if you settle to your place and, it's really different from her lifestyle, you really need to talk to her before you even do fiancé visa. Chemistry is chemistry, but, she might get really bored. I don't say, like, your place is bored, but she might use different styles. She might be a city girl, like a big city girl, and she's thinking maybe she can do it. You really need to talk to her about it and make sure she's okay. Also, like, about everything you should talk before you even start fiancé visa. So kids, about her lifestyle, because she might used to go do her hair done like every other week, her nails, her like a spa, massage, like stuff like that. So maybe she likes to go to doctor, like. I know a lot of girls like really paying attention to their health, sometimes even more than needed. Gym, of course, driving. A lot of girls that don't drive, so all those can ruin your relationship really pretty quick, and you put so much into it. Like also prenup, like you need to talk about that before.
Just bring it up carefully, because in a lot of places where you go to, it's not very typical in their culture, and they might misunderstand that at first. So you need to be very patient about it, and in case if she overreacts, it's not she's a gold digger. She just doesn't understand what you're talking about, because she'll say, well, I'm giving up everything I have for you and you don't trust me. That's how she can take it. I've heard it so many times. So again, don't hold that against her. You just probably want to explain better what it is, and also when you do prenup, it needs to be in her language. So she'll understand, so both in English and her language. So she'll understand what's there, and it's also to protect her interest. Yeah. I'm assuming it's going to be a fair prenup. Just
be fair. If anything what you want to do, like don't give it to her sign without translate it in writing in her language. Yes, because this is a nice way to do it. Like. Much later, if she found out that's going to be very bad, like it's not like nice.
Plus, if it gets to divorce, judge probably gonna throw away that prenup, because she'll say, well, I didn't know it was, he didn't provide me a translator, it was not translator, I didn't have attorney, she just gave me a piece of paper to sign, and it's not gonna count anyway, so you want to make sure she understands what's there. All right, let's go through the remaining comments. Jeremy, when I was in Moldova, I was surprised by the amount of graffiti in Chisinau. Felt right at home. So, yeah, hopefully it was good graffiti. Mark, sorry, Dina, for picking on you with that comment.
Mark, you're a very nice person, and you're with us every Monday. Really appreciate it. But time for you to go, really, and date.
Time to have a date. It's gonna be like 10th year anniversary from your previous date, so
maybe John will give you a huge discount, because you're such a loyal. Our fan watching you with us every night. I'm sure you have something to do, something else more fun to do, but we appreciate you very much.
Jeremy, I'd rather live in Russia than Arizona. That's a dry heat, it's a bunch of crap, it's just plain hot. Okay. But we like our plain hot.
Okay, I would like to see how you live in Russia. I mean, understand that Moscow is a different country. It's like really, really like different, even from St. Petersburg. St. Petersburg is really, really cold. Miserable, I would say.
Raj, I think the prenup proves you to be cheap. I not necessarily agree with that. Again, cheap prenup proves you're cheap, but if it's it's a right one, it's actually it's gonna save you a lot of again, if the relationship don't work out, things happen. People, again, she comes from another country, and you don't know how it's gonna be when you live together. She might not like your dirty socks, you might not get along, you might have a lot of arguments because you have not lived together yet. She's here on fiancé visa, you have 90 days to get married. Something can go terribly wrong down the road. Just things can fall apart once the initial fascination, the initial in love feeling go away, and you find out you're really not compatible, or something else, or she has kids, you have kids, they don't get along together, and everybody's fighting, it's all miserable. So she probably needs, either needs to go back or she needs to stay, but it needs to be in writing, and she knows what to expect. So her rights are protected, and you also protected. So like everybody, is just covered. When people write a will, it's not like they plan and die tomorrow, but it's just something, for the future. It's just good to discuss those things.
Another thing for girls lovers on a dry heat is, make your hair look really nice. If you style it, it will be all nice all day.
Compare Florida, yeah.
Just compare St. Petersburg. It has to be hot on you, or something like on you, or rain on you, or snow, or something like. Your hair is like, oh my god. And here is like, if you style in the morning, it looks still nice all day and even next day.
See, now when we prove the benefits of living in the wonderful state of Arizona, we probably should wrap up our webcast.
Oh my gosh, winter is amazing. But in the summer, as long as you're near water, and actually you're in your car. And
I'm sure guys don't really care that much about the hairstyling tips, though.
But girls care, guys. You really will make your wife happy with a good hair day, like every day. So
Not everybody likes Arizona.
move to Arizona.
Okay.
They say we have enough water for next century, so.
And then we'll just write the will and die. Okay.
Yeah.
So guys, thank you for watching tonight. Thank you for all your comments. It was a lot of fun. So looking forward to seeing you next Monday.
Thank you, guys, and see you next Monday. Good night.
Good night.
I am Armando from California. I found out about AFA, and I'm just a normal, hardworking dude from California. Came here with an attitude on going on vacation to a foreign country like China. Very interesting here.